What's going on, everyone? Sean Donato over here. And no, I'm not having the best of nights. Not having the best of nights, but it doesn't matter because tonight we're reviewing this Bad Bunny album, new Bad Bunny. Un verano sin ti, which I know I probably fucking butchered. Probably fucking butchered that name. But anyway, Bad Bunny, he's pretty much like reggaeton type artist. You know, reggaeton, a little bit of melodic hip hop. You know, he does his thing. It's pretty much what he goes for. You know, and he's been a little adventurous as his catalog goes on. I mean, the other one, it had no seasoning to it. It was bland. Sorry. But the follow-up, though, WHLQMDLG, that was an improvement. And I felt like there was like an atmospheric punch to it. You know, it was a little spacey. And it had an interesting turn. And then he did kind of like a theater type thing, theatrical spin on the last album. And then he released some demos, and that was pretty good. But now I feel like he's definitely taking a sonic risk here because it's definitely a step up. Taking a lot of sonic transitions and just going into different territories sonically, and I fuck with that. Shit's pretty dope. You know, and I feel like in this one, there are some tracks where I feel like his heart's really in it. And I feel like he's a little more charismatic here. A little more charismatic. But when he falls off, he just drones on and goes to these beats that aren't really exciting. You know, it's like that bland run-of-the-mill reggaeton stuff that we heard before. But for the opener, though, the opener kicks ass. I'm sorry, not the opener. And this is raw too, so if I fuck up, yeah, it's in there. It's in there. Like Tití, preguntó, like the production and feel, I like the spacey synths. You know, on the back end, I feel like there's a little bit of like a spelling vibe there from the turning wheel. And it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. And then we get Yo No Soy Celoso, which is a pretty stripped back cut in comparison to others. I mean, obviously, I love the change of the guitar. And the vocal has like variety. And the whistling, this man is whistling on this shit. And it sounds fucking good. And those pianos, gorgeous. Gorgeous pianos. Now, after a while, this thing kind of takes a turn for the mid. It takes a turn for the mid. I'm sorry. Like, the vocals become really grating. And he's just swimming in reverb over some dull, cheap beat. Like he took the cheap route here. I mean, I do feel like he is pandering to his audience a little, and he's doing what his audience would expect of him. But come on, you know, we heard this before. Let us get that new stuff, you know? And like the track Neverita, I feel like it starts with these weak rattling hi-hats. I'm sorry. They're just weak. And the downward shifted vocals, it sounds bad. I'm sorry. It sounds generic, and there's no seasoning to it. No nothing. Things do pick up a little, like on the track Party, which has a catchy refrain to it. You know, and I feel like it does have a share of reverb, but it's not as much. You know what I mean? It has a groove to it. And he definitely sounds a little more confident here. He sounds a little more charismatic here. And definitely has more cohesiveness to it. Like it feels like an actual song. Because the other ones, they seem a little short. The ones that fall to the mid side, They come off a little short, not much to them. And then we get this other song that is my least favorite on here. Aguacero. You cannot tell me there is not a Frosty the Snowman's balls chance in hell that you cannot tell me this sounds like a throwaway Drake song from the Take Care era. Come on. It does. It does. I'm sorry. It's dull. It's boring. And it puts me to sleep. I'll tell you what. If you're suffering from that sleep deprivation, there's a song for you. There's a song for you. And, it gets a little... That's where the inconsistency comes in. And don't get me wrong. This album does have its highlights, but then again, it has some weak features too. It has some features on here that don't complement the friggin' song at all. Don't complement the album at all. And Bomba Estero, the chemistry between him and his guests, him and his featured artists, it's non-existent. It doesn't exist. It's out of here. However, this doesn't end with some bangers. It has some bangers to it in the end. There's a bit of a pickup, but not so much. But let's get to those. Like El Apagón, this is where you start seeing the experimental side, with these drum circles, these rhythms that just put me in the daze and make me want more, and just enchant me and just entrance me, and I'm just there. It's got my attention. And it's a fucking banger. It is one Death Grip song away from... No, I'm sorry. It is one distorted note away from being a Death Grip song. All we need is MC Ride on it, and it's Death Grips featuring Bad Bunny. Wishful thinking, I know, but it might happen one day. And then it goes off to this really heavenly, enchanted fucking deep house shit. It sounds like something that Janet Jackson would have done on Velvet Rope, which is a fucking great album, by the way. And Death Grip's a fucking great band. But I digress. We need more of this, please. We need more Bad Bunny, more. And then you get On Coco, which to me is a sweet little stripped back acoustic cut. And I fucking love it. Mwah, chef's kiss. Now, the tracks that end off this album get tiring fast. Real fucking fast. And I do appreciate him sticking to the theme here. The theme of love, and also, being promiscuous. But also the sense of wanting to be loved. I get it. And I respect that. And I also respect how he stepped out of his comfort zone here quite a few times. And I fucking appreciate that. But this definitely has a lot of bland cuts to it. I'm sorry. But for the shit he did well, he did it well. But a few songs out of a bunch of tracks here, it doesn't make a great album to me. I'm sorry. But I will say this is a decent cut. Not better than the sophomore joint, but definitely better than the last. I would probably give this 3 out of 5 chef's kisses. Had to make sure. Out of 5 chef's kisses. That's what I'll give it. If you disagree with me, that's fine. But if you heard this, what'd you think of it? You in love with this thing? Or is this thing garbage? Let me know. Let Sean Donato know in the comments. But as far as right now, Bad Bunny, Sean Donato, bada bing, I'm out of here.